Before there were toys and fish and monsters, there was a lamp. In 1986, Luxo Jr. hopped onto screens in a short format by Pixar, and today we're taking a look at the LEGO version of that. It is a LEGO Ideas set. Came out in 2025, set number 21357, containing 613 pieces. This is the Luxo Jr. lamp. The lamp itself has become synonymous with Pixar ever since then and has been a part of their opening sequence, and it's great to finally have this in LEGO form. Back of the box shows the LEGO Ideas process, of course, and some of the posability that you can do with the set. We're going to do a quick time-lapse speed build of the Luxo Jr. lamp here, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the build process and the set overall. Let's get started. You start by cutting open the box. This is a set I've been really excited to build, so as we get started with it, inside you will find plastic bags, of course, still here in the US. Inside there are 4 numbered bags, the 2 lampshade pieces, and the instruction manual. No stickers. As we get started officially here, anytime you're building like round objects or like sphere objects like this ball here, it's always really fun to put together. There are a ton of Easter eggs in the building process of the set, which I'll show you some of those when we're finished up with it. But that made this experience a lot more enjoyable than just building a ball and a lamp. It was very much Pixar themed and related, and that's what makes something like Lego different than just buying a, replica of a ball and a lamp, which is why I always focus on the build experience of any Lego set that I review, as opposed to some Lego creators. No offense to them, of course, but I think it's a very integral part of what you're doing. So you finish up the ball, and then you start on the actual lamp. So there's a lot of white, especially some of these Technic pieces I've never seen in white before. It's a little challenging of a build, but it went together quite well, and it was really fun to do something a bit more different with some of these Technic pieces and other Easter egg brick pieces inside. Then finish up by making a little stand for it, and it all comes together nicely. So let's take a closer look now. Alright, and here's the finished up Luxo Jr. lamp. So I'm a big fan of Pixar and all those movies. We seem to watch one at least once a week in this household here. So when I first heard this LEGO Ideas set was announced and they had to get further approval from Pixar, I knew I was going to pick it up almost instantly. There's a lot of cool building techniques in this, using like the rubber bands, of course, to allow like this extra flexibility. It can rotate around on the stand as well as just kind of the base. The shade, I guess, of the lamp can also articulate, so you can get some nice play looking type poses like you would from the actual short. A good portion of the pieces do go into the ball as well, and if you've seen a review of this before, there's a lot of hidden Easter eggs inside this set, which makes it just a really great build experience, which is something I don't experience too often, but there was a lot of thought put into the build experience for this set. The ball does have all printed pieces, which is always appreciated, and you can remove them as well to kind of do some different play features there. There are different colored studs in here to represent different characters from Pixar movies. So this one up top, it's hard to kind of see it all there, but you've got Frozone, Syndrome, Jack, and I think Edna Mode in here. On the side of each part of the ball, there are different references to different Pixar movies. This one is a reference to Ratatouille, that is Linguini, and then this is the rat down there, just that little thing there. On this one, these are the 4 Incredibles, kind of hard to see, but with the black and then the red. On this one, you've got Woody and Buzz Lightyear, the ones that started it all there, of course. Right here, you've got Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc., and you've got Carl and Russell from Up. So just a lot of fun little hidden Easter eggs in there. Let's put that back together real quick. There's another fun play feature with this set, of course, from like the short itself, but the lamp hops along and then sits on the ball. What this extra piece is for, if you can see, just kind of put a few tiles on it, is you take the top 2 of these off like that. So the ball can then press on like that. And then you can also see a squished ball built into the bottom of the Luxo Jr. lamp. And then you can just attach him on like that. So then you have a whole nother play feature. You could see kind of like a squished ball down here, which again is another way to display this, and it's pretty fun to see. I kind of like it separate, but that's part of the instructions. You can see that it tells you how to do that. The only thing I don't like about it is if you don't use the little stand for it, there's nothing really to do with it otherwise. I guess you could kind of leave the ball like that and then just kind of have that sitting there on display, but otherwise you would need to take that off, put the ball back together, but then there's nowhere for this to go. It would have been nice if you could have kind of put it under there. I guess you can just kind of sit them on there if you wanted to, which is probably how I'll display it, just to kind of keep that together. But I wish it would have connected under there as well. Could have been another fun feature. Here are the leftover pieces on this set, most notably kind of these like lacquered silver pieces, which are cool. Some really crazy build techniques in here using like some Technic and some pins and kind of clipping things together and moving things around. So it's a bit of an advanced build. That's why I guess it's an 18 plus set. So just a fair warning, it does take a little finagling to make everything kind of connect in here correctly. And there is one other Easter egg in here if you were to take the lampshade apart. Right in here, let's see if we can pull it out, or the light bulb. Inside of here is another Easter egg that is very Pixar heavy, of course. It is the classic Pizza Planet truck, which is in about every Pixar movie, I'm pretty sure there. So again, it's just kind of hidden within the light bulb. Something they didn't need to do, but I really enjoy when they do fun little Easter eggs like this, especially for the build process of it. But that just gets hidden with these kind of newer ball pieces, kind of in this like yellow. I feel like they're two different colors. I don't know if it's showing on camera here, but this one's a bit more yellow, this one's a bit darker. I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't think it is, but a little disappointing there. But otherwise, you can see some of the Technic that holds this in, so the light bulb can turn as well if needed. So let's see if we can reattach that without too much issue. And there's the light bulb back. I think the ball does look pretty good. Lego is a square product, so making anything round is hard to do. I think they did a good job using like these street signs in there to kind of even that out. So I think the transition from the fan designer to the Lego designer worked out great in this case. Final thoughts on the set here. I'm a big Pixar fan, so if you are too, this is a great display set. It's not often I buy a set without any minifigures, and there's not any in this one. This is one you can kind of put in like a kid's bedroom or on display in your living room or something if you're just a big Pixar fan, which we are. So I was excited to pick up this set, and I would recommend it, even though it's a little expensive. At $69.99 US for 613 pieces, it's not super expensive, especially for the license and everything, but no minifigures as well, like I said. So especially if this goes on sale, that might be the best time to pick it up. But if you're a big super fan, it's probably worth the price as is. But I think that will do it for today. Leave a like on the way out. Comment down below what you think of the Luxo Jr. Pixar lamp here. I really enjoyed it. Subscribe to Old Mountain Bricks for even more reviews, Lego City updates, and other fun content coming your way. Until next time, thanks for coming on by. Have a good one.